Hello, can you tell me who you are and when and where you were born?
My name is Lucy Hennessy Jarratt. I was born in West Bathurst on June the 29th, 1917.
What is your connection to the Doucette Hennessy house in Bathurst?
Well, I was born in the house there. And my parents, my mother, and her uncle bought the farm and the house from Father William.
Can you tell me who was Father Varrily and what do you remember about him? And what did he look like and how did he dress?
Father William was our parish priest. He lives just across the road. One house up. The church is immediately across the road, and the presbytery is right beside that on the road. That's where it. And he had got the farm. My mother and Uncle Manus, my great Uncle Manus, bought the farm and the house from Father William. Now he had got got it from Mrs. McManus. Now I don't remember her. I know that's it. That's on record, eh? He was a tall, forbidding-looking priest, Irish, tall, and when I knew him, he was getting kind of old, I think, because he had arthritis bad. He walked with a cane, and as a result, he was kind of cranky.
Can you tell me about Father Varrily's connection to the Hennessys? Were they friends?
He was a friend, and he also baptized me. That's another closer connection. He baptized me.
Wow. Were they friends? Was he friends with your mother and father?
Oh yes, very much. He was very often to the house. Now that, of course, I would see him in church, but otherwise I would only see him when he came over to the house, because it's just across the street, you might say, and he'd come visiting.
And what did they do in their visits?
They talked. He was well educated, and they talked. And I'm quite sure he liked to play cards. I think when my Uncle Alec would come down from Teddygoose, I think they'd play cards. I'm not sure of that. But I was only small then. That was before, I'm sure it was before I started to school. I was 6 years old when I started to school.
Do you recall any stories about Father Varrily?
Oh yes, there's lots of stories. I'll tell you at least one. He was really strict about. He was a Catholic. There was no black or white. There was no gray. It was just black. Everything was black or white. And he knew everybody. All his parishioners, he knew them. Okay. Well, one of them was parishioners was an old Mr. Doogie down the village, Oliver Doogie. And he wasn't too, what'd you say, how is it?
Religious?
He didn't mind missing once in a while, coming to Mass. Well, Mass was it was a no-no to miss Mass on Sunday. You had to be there, and you had to be on time, or you got called from the altar, and from my father Varrily, and call your name out and say, "Look, you're late for Mass. Why are you late?" Okay, going back to him just about Mr. Doogie. He was late for Mass. He didn't come to Mass this Sunday. So the first day that Father William met him, Father William was going down the village hill to the post office, and he met Mr. Doogie coming up. And he stopped, and of course he had his cane. And he said to him, "Where were you?" Or I don't know if I'm quoting exactly words like that. "Where were you Sunday? Why weren't you at Mass?" And he took his cane and he hit him over the head. And the fella, as it happened, Father William did not know that Mr. Doogie wore a wig. And of course the wig flew off, and Mr. Doogie fell on the ground, and Father Varrily is quoted as saying, "Glory be to God, I've killed the man." That was a joke for the longest time. And then I'm trying to think. Oh, there was no loud noise in church, and if if anybody came in, they had to behave. And he knew everybody. If anybody was missing, but because in those days the pews were owned. Number one was owned by two different families. We had pew number 7 all the time that church was there. After the new church was built, there's no everybody sits anywhere. They used to pay for the rent. There was I think it was around Easter time. There was like an auction. They auctioned off the pews, to get money for keep the church going.
Can you tell me anything about Father Varrily's priesthood? Like, he was a priest for many, many years.
He was made Monsignor. He was a Monsignor. We always call him Father Varrily, but he was a Monsignor when that was quite an honor. He wasn't an order, he was made a Monsignor. Now, I don't know what his extra duties were.
Do you remember when Father Varrily passed away, or when he no longer?
I don't remember. I don't remember that.
Do you remember anything else about Father Varrily as the parish priest? What languages did he speak?
Oh, he spoke English. He must probably spoke Irish too. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he came, whether they came from Ireland or not, or he's the second generation. I have no idea of that. He was, how many years? Quite a few years, our parish priest. A long time. He stayed there, I think, until he could no longer. Now, whether he died suddenly or not, I have no idea.
Who was he succeeded by?
I'm not sure if the immediate one after him, but the first one, the one I remember after him was Father Boucher. And then, we've had lots and lots of priests in 93 years. So. We've had Irish priests, English priests, French priests. Now we are our parish, Holy Family, is English.